On today's episode of Globetrotting with Trey, join me as I tell you what happened right here in front of me on August the 11th, 1956. It's going to be a good one. Stay tuned. So here is Elvis with his new Continental Mark II that he had traded in Miami just a few days earlier. He is getting out of the car here at the Roosevelt Hotel in New Orleans. And here is where the picture was captured at that day. Look in the background there, you can see a staircase. Elvis would be right here where I'm pointing at. But that staircase in the background is in this picture that I'm showing you on screen. And there it is behind Elvis. There it is today. And yes, Elvis literally was parked here. I don't know if the street was a one-way going the opposite direction that it is now, but Elvis nonetheless was right there where I'm zooming in. So here's another picture that I found of Elvis getting out of his Mark II, Continental Mark II. And here it is in 2020, standing in the same place. Elvis was just right in front of us. And look over here in the far sidewalk that I'm zooming into. It's like a vent right there on the sidewalk where, of course, it is still here. So as much as things changes, they stay the same. That is right there in the picture with Elvis. So is the side of the Roosevelt. It has not changed, as you see as I zoom in right now. Like I said, as much as things change, they stay the same. Elvis was here once upon a time in his life, August 11th, 1956. So if you want to stay at the Roosevelt Hotel, a Waldorf Astoria Hotel, it's where Elvis would have stayed, or did stay, would stay, of course, here in 2020, I'm sure. It's very upscale, beautiful hotel, as I am showing you. I'm sure Elvis would have seen all of this if he paid attention to that kind of stuff. But yeah, you need to come here when you're in New Orleans and make sure you visit this place and stand where the king stood. This is in the lobby. And you can see the Art Deco and just how upscale this place truly is. You're going to spend a little bit of money, but I believe it's worth it because you'll sleep in a nice bed and it'll be clean. Here is another picture of Elvis when he parked in front of the Roosevelt Hotel. Just look at the buildings there in front of his car in the background. That staircase is right there today, right where I needed it to be to line up this picture as I zoom out. Now, where the trees are, there were other buildings there when Elvis was here in 56. Those buildings are long gone now. But that building there that you see is where Elvis was parked, right here. So this is a story that June describes that happened here at the Roosevelt. Her and her friend had returned from Elvis's concert because they somehow got stuck over there and they had to walk to the Roosevelt. When they arrived in Elvis's suite, June describes Elvis was laying on the bed next door still wearing the clothes he'd worn on stage. About 15 minutes later, Elvis was calling my name over and over. I went in his room to find him soaked with sweat, even though the room was as cold as ice. He was having a bad dream and couldn't seem to shake it off. His breathing was fast and shallow, and I could see his heart pounding in his throat. I ran to the bathroom, wet a face cloth, and put it on his brow. I kept telling him to take a deep breath, Elvis, and let it out real slow. I didn't know anything about hyperventilation at that time in my life, but I had seen the same thing happen to a schoolmate and my physical education teacher and made her slow down her breathing. As soon as Elvis felt better, he picked up the phone and called his mother. "Hi, it's me. I just wanted to call and let you know I'm okay, and I'll see you sometime tomorrow." "Yes, she's all right. Yes, she's right here. I'm fine. I love you too. She wants to talk to you," he said, handing me the phone. His mother could tell by his voice that he wasn't feeling well and wanted reassurance from me that he was going to be all right. I told her it was fatigue and that he'd be just fine after a good night's sleep. While I was on the phone, Elvis removed his wet clothes and got under the covers. "I'm so glad you're here, baby. What took you so long?" He got real upset when I told him about Pat and I walking. "Damn it, June. Why didn't you stay put and call this room? I could have sent someone after you. It's not safe to walk on the street at night." We were all tired, but Elvis was more than just tired. He was exhausted. It's a good thing that the tour was over. He couldn't possibly have done another show. Later on that night, Elvis would tell June about the dream that he had and This is what June said. He said he saw himself in a coffin with his mother standing over him crying. I don't want to talk about it, baby. It was just too bad. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. He took a deep breath, sighed as if finally giving in, and closed his eyes. With his long lashes resting on his cheeks, he looked like a little boy after a long, hard day at play. My mother instinct was now fully aroused, so I held him close to my breast, running my fingers through his hair until he was fast asleep. So Elvis and June Nico and Red West and the guys stayed right here at the Roosevelt Hotel in New Orleans, Louisiana. So make sure when you visit New Orleans that you stay here too, just like Elvis. Thanks for watching this episode of Globetrotting with Trey. Once again, don't double dribble, subscribe. It's free, new episodes every Tuesday. Special ones here and there. Till next time, I'll see you down the road. Thanks for watching.